Hello there, commanders. I guess one of the most difficult streams I have ever pulled off. Feels like first time. But first of all, I wanted to welcome Deluvian crew members. Recommend Miss B.S. Hazard. Very good to see you. Let's see if we can finish this particular adventure successfully. I am going to include the broadcasting channel, a voice channel, so if you later on feel like help me talking about your experience with the Zodiac expedition and whatnot, it'll be great. I will let you know. You will see me hopping on, but I will patch it when you tell me that you guys are ready into the stream. Right now, what you see on the screen is the view, of course, from Commander Alentar. That's the secondary account, and to stick with the story, Commander Alentar is currently, well, self-nominated in charge of LHL-31Z Drake class carrier Zodiac. You will see the rest of the story probably tonight. The last chapter is already written because I'm superstitious, without anything which goes beyond that moment right now. And I will get to it right after the stream, finish it and publish it tonight. So, regardless how it ends, to be honest. But you will see in that chapter that Commander Alentar was very concerned and essentially forced the crew to move the carrier already to the escape system, rescue system, different nomenclature, but in this small circle of crazy pilots, commanders who ever attempted the record run beyond Semotus Beacon, that is your escape. And that is your refueling star. You probably remember it from the very famous pictures that for a long time were on the main page of Fuel Rats. That is exactly the star. And that is exactly the background for also rescue of Commander Deluvian, meaning myself being a victim or a client, as Fuel Rats would say, almost year or more than year and a half ago, actually. Back then, I thought I would never do that, but of course, the thrill of taking it further and further was essentially too strong. And here I am again Commander Deluvian is still in the system of Semotus Beacon. And trying to do the impossible, or maybe possible. Good to see also Killy and Shooterism, which I hope I can disclose, not the first time, Commander and Fuel Rat Idianera. Thank you for joining. I'm really glad to see that you guys are here, especially one of the Fuel Rats. Although we concluded already, rescue is not really possible in this entire situation. It's not an option, and I think I have to make it clear. I would not probably do it today, but if something goes completely south, I think this mission will end with self-destruction and essentially the crew of D3303 Persera using escape pods and then picked up by the Zodiac crew later. That's currently a plan because we cannot pull it off. We cannot pull it off second time, and it's really even more difficult this time, and I will momentarily explain it to you.
Unlawful behavior in and around the starport is not permitted. We thank commanders for their cooperation.
Sorry for that short break. I think it's stress and my throat is just getting thinner and thinner and I have a hard time. So I'm trying to clear it and sound normal, but yeah. Okay, just a short reminder of entire story. As you can see, Expedition Zodiac Day 113. It didn't really take a long time after the rescue from last year, especially with the announcement, first teasers and then official announcement of fleet carriers, that I came to this idea that, well, I'm gonna use the carrier and save some fuel space, essentially not needing any more fuel scoop and a couple of other things. Also much smaller FSD because Isham's gap to really get here was no longer the case using the fleet carrier. The carriers finally became a real thing, and then immediately I procured the Zodiac and started outfitting it, testing, and then also already pre-engineered cutter was placed in a shipyard of the carrier, and we moved eventually to AC-Yama system, which, oh, you need to forgive me, again I don't remember the second one, was that location that Commander Khalida Zakoma found for us to test exact same distance which is needed to jump back to safety, and that's where we tested the minimum amount of fuel that was needed for the jump when the distance between two systems is 50.07 light years. Funny, that 07 at the end, by the way. And I just have to tell you, that is why I'm not getting cocky here, absolutely, and I'm super stressed. But for those who participated and remember the tests that we essentially conducted, I was able to jump that carrier on 5.9 tons of fuel from Aisiyama to that secondary system 50.07 light years away. But the problem is that this is really not that straightforward. It's no longer the same type situation because it's that convoluted game mechanics which allow that entire endeavor. Flying far away beyond Semotus Beacon, 100, 120, 140 or more light years, and then when you try to jump to another system, which is the rescue, Oevasi RGYD0, essentially the distance is virtually still the same. Mathematically or geometrically, it doesn't make any sense, but that's how the game works. I will be, however, checking it very quickly and showing you what is the actual distance that completely confused supercomputer on the cutter will show us between its current position and the rescue system. So just to really move forward, yesterday when we went down to 24 tons of fuel in main tank, I calculated essentially how many additional sips of fuel we would need or we could do safely, and what is beyond safety. I saw some anomalies, which I think that this is because sometimes we're also idling and burning a little bit of reservoir fuel. That caused that different weird anomaly, because we know that technically the reservoir of the cutter is 1.2 ton, and that's what every single sip should have taken. Well, it wasn't exactly the case. It was like 1.19 or 1.18, for example, instead of 1.2. But I think that's the result of our elite dangerous instruments inside of the game rounding certain values. We've seen that before. Currently, Commander Deluvian is offline, and I hope it's understandable. That's why you see that the SC timer is stopped. So I'm slowly getting mentally ready to bring Commander Deluvian online really and start the super cruise, restart the counters, trim the calculation because I really need it. And we will have approximately 10 to 15 minutes before the next sip. That would be then sip number 13. That, if everything goes well, should bring us to 8.8 tons of fuel remaining in the main tank, and of course full reservoir. Before I do that, I will also hop on the voice channel . Okay, and I hope my colleagues can hear me already. You are not patched into the stream yet, you can respond freely. Good. I hear some noises there, like you're consuming a crunchy button. I was about to say, but Idianera is probably gonna That's fine. I can hear you. Good. I also hear Commander Miss BS, so I'm gonna patch you in and let's hope that everything works fine. And you should be online. Welcome to the stream. Commander Dracomenda and Commander Miss BS should be with us. Small test, please.
I'm here. How's everybody doing?
I am scared. Commander Dracomenda?
I'm here.
Good to have you here, guys. I'm counting on you. Just don't scream too loud if I'm doing something completely stupid. I hope that the levels on the Twitch are alright. If not, please give me a feedback if you hear well my partners in crime. If not, I will immediately tweak it. It is 4:16 p.m., so I'm trying to really approach some really nice round number to restart the Super Cruise, but I guess round numbers are just round numbers. So what I'm gonna do is modify my counters. In the meanwhile, maybe if you don't mind, starting from Misk BS, if you could tell us again, maybe, how do you feel about this entire thing? And we know already that you temporarily, hopefully, left the Zodiac and for your own personal exploration trip, and then heading towards the bubble. Or actually, you reached the bubble already.
Yep, I'm back at the Astrope, doing some scout hunting, and I think I'm anxious to see the outcome of this today. I think you're going to get it. I think you got everything lined up, and you thought of everything you can think of.
Well, I hope I did. So you're already in Astrope. Are you hunting scouts? What are you doing there?
Yeah, I've been hunting scouts for the past, I don't know, about 3, maybe 4 weeks. It didn't take me long to get from the carrier to Astro. I did a fast cruise across the galaxy.
How far are you currently from your elite?
78% on dangerous.
78. Those few remaining percents are just killers. I remember that.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. I did 40. I killed 40 scouts last night and got 2%.
40 scouts and 2%, which is still the best you can do because they all kind of count as elite opponents, right?
Yep, they do.
Alright, I'm tweaking my numbers, but the timer already passed that, so I'm gonna tweak it again. Commander Dracomenda, where are you right now? And also, if you can tell us, what happened? Why are you not with us?
At the moment, I'm about 30,000 light years away. And working my way to Colonia, I'm about 225 jumps out from Colonia.
What's the plan?
My plan right now is to get to Colonia, get a new ship, jump back to the bubble, and unlock the rest of my engineers that I skipped.
You're flying currently Shinan, right?
Yes.
That is your Phantom. What's the plan? Which ship are you trying to buy in Colonia?
I'm gonna grab a Conda and then put on some engineered parts and head back.
Wow. I'm betting you got some money from exploration.
Not yet. I should. I'm looking at 700 systems right now.
Okay, I will have to trim that number, but in the meanwhile it came to 4:20 p.m. And without further ado,
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
oh, I clicked something wrong. Oh, Nashinto. I'm sorry I didn't pay attention to the chat. Good to see you. What's happening here is, well, I'm trying to beat the record yet another time. And I will quickly explain it. Very quick. Let's reach the maximum 2001C. As you can see where I am, it takes. Thank you. That's the plan. That's the plan. We still have quite a substantial amount of fuel, I would say. I'm just checking EDD, and the main fuel tank still has 10 tons left. As you can see, we have a little bit below a quarter or around quarter in the reservoir. So you're familiar with the location, but what is important to maybe show that we are currently 183 light years beyond Semotus Beacon. And if you give me just a second and let me quickly trim the numbers, I will tell you exactly what that means. What's the current distance from Sol? Okay, because unfortunately how Google Sheet refreshes, how slowly it does it, it will take me just a bit more, I guess. That would do the job, I think. Okay, now I think we are perfectly aligned. So, as you can see, Commander Deluvian has been super cruising for the last 32 days, 21 hours and 52 minutes with some seconds. Of course, it's impossible to get it exactly, precisely right, but believe me, I've been trying to make it as precise as possible, and all of the calculations currently are matching. So as you can see, we are 183 light years. What it is exactly, based on the calculation of timing and fuel, it is 183.25 light years beyond Semotus Beacon into the darkness. That also means we are currently 65,830.59 light years from Sol, and that is 26.2 light years beyond the last record of Commander Kenneth McGrew. And nothing else that I know of or happened in the meanwhile. So we did check the media. Oh, I see Nico 21 and Aomoi showed up. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Much appreciated. We checked the media. I checked on couple of occasions if there was anybody maybe attempting the same thing. I could not find anything, hence why I feel it's okay for me to think that nobody is crazy enough to do that. However, as you can see on my screen, there is a carrier in this system owned by Commander Proixius. That is a very mysterious commander who does have like 0 to none social media presence. His squadron, though, is called Beyond the Abyss. I may learn in a day or two that him and his squadron took it even further. I don't know that, and I'll be happy for him. But we need to finish this adventure first. And if nobody else claims otherwise, I will claim that this is the longest distance so far. Reservoir is going slowly down to 10-15%. As you can see, 1.30, which the game is rounding it. Out of so many hours that I spent in Super Cruise, I trimmed that number, observing the distance changing, and I think it's 1.29 something. Actually currently at 1.2912, which still shows us 1.30. Alright, couple of important things I have to do. Definitely I have to show you that the current ship jump range current is still growing because I'm burning fuel. 56.39 is way beyond what we need, but this is absolutely deceiving. Plus, as you can see, there is a in the upper right corner of the panel, there is time since last update, so if you don't change it, it's static. On the last sips of fuel, this value starts drastically dropping, and that is somewhere where I don't want to be, because that is how Commander Persera before me and myself 1.5 years ago landed up in trouble. Especially for new colleagues who joined us today. As you can see, I'm amazed by the story of Commander Persera. I still strongly believe this is one of the best personally driven narratives, and as a tribute I called my ship Persera, and 3303 was the year when Commander Persera actually had their incident and the first very serious rescue of fuel rats beyond. However, if you compare this, Commander Persera was out of fuel 11.7 light years beyond Semotus Beacon. We are talking about 183. That is substantially more. Okay, let's do the following. For this one, I don't know. We are approaching the SIP number 13. Out of my calculation, when I started counting how many, sort of counting down, but how many more SIPs I can allow, when we were yesterday at 24 tons remaining. We are currently, we sipped 12 times, so we have 10 tons. After this 13 sip, the main tank should still have 8.8 tons, and we will see if I'm still going to do that. and fly for another 40 minutes to the SIP number 14 and for another 40 minutes to SIP number 15 or I am going just to let it go. But what we need to do, and I think it's something I missed, like I said, the logic or mechanics of the game are quite deceiving. As you can see, 5007 07 commanders. And what I'm gonna do right now,
Frameshift drive charging.
an FSD burnout, so to speak. As you can see, being that far away, which mathematically nor geometrically makes any sense, I'm currently still able to jump back to Oevasi, RGYD0. There is no scooping. You can do only two things. Either have a huge ship, which is like a big fuel can, and take as much fuel as possible. But because I knew, or I know, that the record of Kenneth McGrew with his engineering, very specific engineering that is no longer possible for any ships, not only cutters, it's unbeatable. He managed to bring the fuel consumption to probably what I calculated, something like 1.22 or 1.21 something. Hence why I was hoping that with the advantage of fleet carrier bringing this ship to Semotus Beacon, the cutter now has no fuel scoop at all, much smaller FSD, because you have to have one. And you're gonna be dying laughing if I show you my frameshift drive. Well, it is 6A, because it still needs to jump the minimum 50.07, and that is already supercharged. It is not such a baby, but still, what you do to reduce, of course, to reduce the last jump and squeeze that fuel, you supercharge it 100%, and that is currently already done. You can see that the 100% bonus is active. Normally, the ship would show you right now 27, probably around 27 point something light years current jump range. That's how it works. Now I'm pushing a boost into it, which reduces the fuel by half, or improves the, or both essentially, or improves the jump range. Okay, guys, I already feel that probably I should show you maybe. I realize that there is a good view that we can do. And let me see if this is... Yes. You can see the fuel gauge, though I have to do the focus. And now zero in reservoir and still remaining fuel. And now it's gonna sip. That's number 13. If it's unlucky one, then I'm doomed. And it's done. Back to the standard view. Jump range is not dropping. And we will do the burnout.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay, let me take a breath for a moment. And my dear Deluvian crew, hashtag Deluvian crew on my Discord channel, if you want to talk about my insanity, please go ahead. Right now, I need a break. I think I just need to probably change my underwear or something. I'm sorry.
That's pretty fun.
Great. Hello, people. How are you?
Hey, Emily.
Poor Deluvian. But everything's going well. That's the important thing.
But the amount of stress is just unbearable. Okay.
Can you imagine?
Even better, good news is ED Discovery currently is again showing me, so it's not complete 1.2 tons was taken. It is showing me 8.9 instead of 8.8. Oh, Moy, you can talk to them. You don't have to wave.
But I can wave through the microphone.
Well, I have to say I'm blessed with a very small community, but very, very loyal. It's really hard to have supporters when your mental state is on the verge of insanity.
And we are really crazy too.
Don't succumb to the space madness, Commander.
Hi there.
Hello.
Yes, he is. He's doing it.
Hi there.
Hi, Killy. How are you? Nice to hear you.
Great. Okay.
Welcome, Keely. I'm glad that you decided this time to actually speak up, because last time you didn't. You are the second elite on this channel, and well, can we check where is our colleague Miss BS? I know that lately Miss BS was very busy, and yes,
He's elite. Congratulations, Miss.
There we go.
congratulations.
Hey,
Good job, miss.
excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that means I have to do maybe something in the meanwhile. Let me see if I can quickly correct it. That's funny. And I'm talking about the credits. Draco, we barely could hear you.
Yes, I can barely hear him.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, now better. Now
Hi.
it's good.
You might be hearing other people around me. We're outside.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Little do you guys know, I actually infiltrated the voice chat.
I
and no
just
one
was
noticed.
about to
Yes,
say it. I was about to say
told
it.
you hi.
We have Commander
did that.
Idionera with us, so my brother in pain. We've done that already together. What do you think about
Yeah.
this attempt?
I am ready I'm ready for the worst, let me just say that.
Well,
Let me just say it like that.
yeah.
When I saw that sip just now, I was just like, ooh.
Well, I'm planning to do one more, and maybe one more after that.
Better be careful.
I know.
Yeah, says I am not going down there again.
I mean, I will if I have to, but I won't be very happy about it, because it'll take a long time again. And, of course, I don't have a cutter, a fuel cutter with me, so I wouldn't, again, be able to do the rescue.
Yeah.
I want to go out there at some point.
You have to go back to the bubble, get a cutter, and get back here.
I
2
do
days
have-
later.
I do have my cutter with me, but it's equipped for mining.
Ooh.
So that's why I said it kind of doesn't make any more sense. And if you think about it, it is kind of good narrative that this time self-destruction of the ship and the crew is being essentially, because that's for those who read the story, ta-dam, and the last chapter will be published tonight a little bit later because I was superstitious. Like I said, I didn't write beyond that point. Yeah, of course not, right? This
Don't
needs
tempt
to
fate.
happen exactly. This needs to happen.
Yeah, don't
this
jinx
way.
yourself.
Yeah, this way or another, then I will finish and publish. But yeah, we'll see.
Pretty confident.
Eventually, last time, Idianero, the Super Cruise was slightly above 600 hours. That was 25 days something. Right now, we are, as you can
We're
see,
at almost 33, yep.
yeah, almost 33 days.
It's amazing.
It's insane, I would say, not amazing.
Not insane enough so that you wouldn't get any rats to come out here and do it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not, I guess it's not my last sentence in this conversation. So whatever happens, I'm either anticipating that number one, the Black Pearl is doing something insane and their crew. Number two,
Entire squad.
somebody will get motivated and essentially kick my whatever is done behind and beat that record. And number three, it may not be successful. So
Well, the more the merrier.
I just have a feeling I will have to do it again and again and again.
But hey, at least it's
So-
inspiring more people to do crazy things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's alright, you have us for this time. Next time, the time after that.
Oh, I heard the plane or something.
Motorcycle.
Okay, it must have been a twin engine or something.
I think
Okay.
it was.
So, I feel, watching those numbers, I feel quite confident, but I know it looks... Look what happens with the current jump range. It is still raising. That's this very important, but also very deceiving moment. You burning the
treacherous.
fuel, emptying your tank, hence why your ability to jump is really growing, right? But look what happens current versus unladen. How closely those two values are right now.
And eventually you hit the critical point where
Well,
the fuel isn't
then
enough
you're
to
out
actually
of
jump
fuel.
that
Then you're out of fuel.
far.
Yes, I think he knows about it.
Yeah.
I think.
I would be very scared if he wasn't.
Yep.
Because then I'd already be logged in, sitting in my Anaconda waiting.
And I'm really wondering because Commander Alentaro, like I said, does have the fuel condo. Oh, I didn't explain it actually to Nashinto, the second option. So the first option was to have a huge ship with a lot of fuel tanks. The second option is a little bit of cheating. Have somebody else who can fly into the dark. You min-max 2 different ships with a lot of fuel and limpets, and they refuel you. So unfortunately for this attempt, I didn't have a chance to beat the record of Kenneth McGrew without doing it, and I decided that it is what it is. a couple of pilots before, like for example Darius Architectus, Commander Darius Architectus, Commander Keith Draw, if I remember correctly. They did exactly the same thing. Their friends refueled them and then they pushed forward. Of course, that was different engineering, different, completely way below what we are trying to accomplish right now. But that's because, you know, that's how far the insanity goes. But I did exactly the same thing. I did the min-max of Fuel Conda by Commander Alentar and the cutter. What came out of this calculation was about 30.5 light years that both together could do, and later on Commander Alentar transferred 171 tons of fuel to top the tanks of this cutter. So essentially after 30 light years, 30 point something, 0.4, 0.5, Persera D3303 Persera started the journey fresh. So for this particular attempt, as you can probably quickly calculate yourself, but not everybody knows the build of this cutter, it is equipped with internal 858 tons of fuel plus 171. That gives you a total of 1,029 tons of fuel, which is spent for this journey. Well, minus last 6-7 tons, because that's what you need to leave for that very last jump to safety. 56.41 current jump range, still growing.
Ever so slightly, ever so slowly. But it is growing.
I don't know what to tell you.
Keep an eye on that fuel tonnage.
The numbers look good.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, what happens is the reservoir, of course, sips the last tons of fuel from the main tank, and that's the fuel which not only drives your super cruise, but also your oxygen, everything. So essentially what happens at the end of the fuel, your reservoir slowly starts consuming. If you even turn off everything, your oxygen will be definitely draining that remaining reservoir fuel with the speed, or roughly, I think this ship is 0.06 tons per hour. But you cannot just sit there forever. Eventually you go to the point that the game will destroy the ship. It will blow when you run out of oxygen. Yeah, it's my 6th attempt, so I have all of the calculations in it started a long time ago in Excel, now it's Google Sheet, and there is a lot of values that I really remember because of that. I really remember it like on top of my head, really.
As long as we don't have a repeat from last time.
Now he has
That is
to look at
undesirable.
every detail.
Well, yeah.
We make mistakes to learn from.
Exactly.
Okay, just to maybe... So the jump range is still growing, we are still... Oh, we are not focused anymore on Oevasi RGYD0, let's do that. unfortunately... Oh, yes, we are. Yeah, but I didn't plot it. Well, what I can show you right now is actually
That looks really, really far.
reality. It shows here that much because that's between the systems. Now have a look. That is 65,830 light years. And it's with 0.69 already.
And counting.
And counting. Okay, let's try to go back to the escape system. Because this is where we are.
Here we go.
It's quite the distance.
Oh, Nashinto, that's not a shame. When I'm here, I feel like I want to be that close to Sol. When I'm there, something is itching. Something is always like, why am I not here at the edge of the world? So that's the area of the operation. Like now, let's try to focus on this one again.
Frameshift drive charging.
Just to make sure. Still growing? Well, not really. Okay. This next 14th sip is happening.
Oh boy.
We should be around 7.6, 7.7 tons of fuel remaining. It's gonna take another 20 minutes probably, so yeah.
Unfortunately, there is more time than I have right now. I will be disappearing here again. Just want to hop in, just to congratulate you on a successful sip.
Well,
There is more to come.
there is more to come. But I'm really glad to hear you, and I'm really glad that you made it.
Yeah, it's nice having you.
Stay tuned though, because tomorrow early morning your time, you should see either very good news or pretty
Very bad news. I'll be sure to keep an eye out, but for now I must go.
Thank you for showing up, Vidianera. Thank you for coming.
Take
Always
care.
a pleasure.
It's always nice to hear you.
07 Commander.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.
I think Nashinto type it for you. SD, I think. Why? Is it? Is that correct? because I always mix them.
Let me check. After killing this python.
SGY.
Die.
SGY. Mama.
That looks right. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, SGY. Yeah.
SGY. This one. Which is called Semotus Beacon or Nations Reach. And I saw also some new name. What was it? They used to call that Last Moon in this system. Some character from the ED lore. Female name. What was it? Ah, don't remember. But yeah, that's the system, which is the very, very last one, and there is nothing beyond. So looking at the scale like so, 65,810, 20, 30. Yeah. Okay, I can do it this way. But this is where Commander Deluvian is actually right now. So as you can see, it doesn't make any sense mathematically or nor geometrically, but we'll be jumping from here to RGY D0, which is the very last before last, so to speak. And that's the G-class star, scoopable, like 0.9 something mass of the sun of Sol. Very similar to our Sol. Although I think Sol is M class. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, Sol is M class.
Okay.
So G class. The star is G.
The star is G?
Yes, the star is G. The planet, it's M.
Okay. It's still rising. Unbelievable. So yeah, that's Saloma's Reach. Thank you, Misk. That's what it was. Yeah, so Semotus Beacon will be probably additional, maybe, it depends which way you go, but additional 10-20 jumps beyond Beagle Point. You have to turn left a little bit, to be honest, so. By the way, you or we all are not the only impatient ones. An entire crew of the Zodiac carrier is going through hell right now. And essentially they are sitting there and waiting for an arrival and hoping that it's happening very soon. I don't want to disappoint them.
No, we are going to be fine.
Yeah, it's just...
You have everything under control. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Better said than done. How does that thing goes? Easier said than done.
Easier said than
Easier said
easier
than
said than done, right? I think.
Yes.
How is your life in the bubble, Commander Lewis?
Oh, things are great. The tick hasn't happened yet. We are all running around like crazy chickens, headless chickens.
Because everything in BGS is based on ticks, right?
On the tick, yeah. The tick should have happened, let's see, around 7 hours ago. It still hasn't happened.
Oh,
So we
why
are
is that
just
so?
working. We don't know. We are, someone is, we know that Frontier knows about it. So we just are waiting and working based on yesterday's numbers.
But first of all, I did not know that actually, maybe I heard, but I didn't record this kind of in my mind, that the BGS ticks are just like different than that the Thursday game tick?
Yes,
Okay.
the BGS tick happens every day at roughly the same time.
Okay.
It starts in one point of the galaxy and starts running across it until it reaches the last system. So not every system gets the tick at the same time, but it occurs every day. The server reset, or however you want to call it, occurs every Thursday.
Yeah, correct. Okay, I did not know that it's actually a daily event. Nashinta,
Yes.
that's by the way, we just discussed that because everybody is excited. For example, what happens when Odyssey comes? And I said, like, I know that's nothing new because people do the circumnavigation of planets in SRVs. But we just discussed this here with hashtag Deluvian crew that I think that when we have legs and everything and we can really actually go and not only drive like few of us but also walk and fool around, I think we will just find quite opposite, the biggest possible planet, the biggest one that we can actually, it's landable and we can circumnavigate it in SRVs, having, you know, fun also on foot. Oh, no. Okay. Then we do the marathon, like, yeah. That's small moon. Okay. Well, I think the problem will be not really walking. I don't think they would introduce like fatigue or something like this. But the oxygen in your suit will be absolutely. I'm anticipating if they don't balance it well, it has to be kind of real. But on the flip side, it might be that you can only be outside of anything for a very short period of time. So I think our suits will be the limits to how far you can really walk.
Yes, I'm thinking it wouldn't hold much more than an hour time oxygen.
You
Maybe.
think? Oh, and
Yeah.
Nashinta actually has a good idea.
Well,
Synthesize.
of course, you are carrying the rocks with you in the suite.
Exactly. if you're carrying all of the synthesis material, then you could, but I don't know if this is going to be really climatic. Maybe if you go back to your SRV and then you can, for example, resynthesize the oxygen for the suit and then deploy again. Well,
Yes, that could be an option.
eventually it's just a game, so let's see what they come up with. But I'm very excited and I'm still confused because last how do they call it, FDev diary, I think. I think I heard that they actually include ship interiors. And then today I saw again some poster on Twitter or Facebook that, hey, FDev, ship interiors are needed for Odyssey. So I don't know what's true. Is it with or without ships? We know the stations, we know the planets. What do you guys think? Or maybe you know something more than me.
No. No, I don't know. But if walking in the stations it's something purely cosmetic, I don't think it's going very far.
Well, they say that there will be something to do. And for example, I think there is an answer for a lot of good ideas like from the community, like that there will be places to hang out and chill and maybe exactly meet others and stuff like this. Also, it's pretty nice. I never thought about it that they now it's an alternative that you don't even need a ship to travel, with some limits, absolutely, but you can really disconnect yourself from your vessel for the first time. So that's a very interesting proposal.
Yes, I'm curious about it too. What kind of things you can do by traveling on this passenger cabin?
Yeah, the Apex something. I think Apex Corporation, whatever they call it, there'll be like shuttles.
And I'm sure it will be the top 1% of the passenger liners.
Yeah. Well, that's Nashinta, that's the big misconception, which we all thought that those planets will be actually with breathable atmosphere, and it was already clarified. Unfortunately, all they will eventually change is just visual effects, because this will be only planets with lean atmosphere, so absolutely non-breathable. But
yes, I was crushed by that.
Yeah. Well, because Aomoi, what would happen if they introduce a breathable, then there has to be life. Then it's absolutely humongous, huge undertaking to now not only do some colors, but start generating, I don't know, trees, plants, animals, alien creatures, and all of this. That is, I'm not sure if it will ever come to Elite
No, that would
Dangerous.
be like having another new game all completely.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go and fly through the clouds of these gas giants with carbon-based life or whatever based life. What? Ammonia-based life?
Ammonia, I think.
I think there was two. I wanted to do that. Well,
we'll see what truly is going to be possible.
yes, and it will turn to No Man's Sky.
Or the game that we never speak of, which is Star Citizen.
I don't know. We never speak of.
We never even say the name of that title.
Isn't that still in beta?
No, it's still in alpha, I think.
After 7 or 8 years? Good grief.
I think it's probably even more than that, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think it is still alpha.
Yes, that exactly.
I'm still checking the numbers, of course.
I'm gonna try to supercharge.
$56.43, ladies and gentlemen. Still racing.
Oh, this is so exciting.
This is just really taking a long time, unfortunately. That's all it is. Well, originally I felt like I would leave exactly that last grand finale stream with maybe one and a half, 2 sips, and that was the plan. The thing is, I see the numbers, and I kind of believe I could do a little bit more than what I originally planned. And then that is going to be a big question. What is going to happen in the next 10 probably, yeah, like 10, 15 minutes when it sips 14th time. And then should I go forward one more step?
I think that is what happened the last time.
Yeah, it kind of does. Nashinto, I think you can absolutely go for a walk, because if you say 10 minutes, you probably come back before this reservoir actually is being consumed. And then we have another, I think I calculated it was like 41 minutes something per tank. Which I don't want to do it right now, but yeah. So right now that's why I'm optically guessing that we should be in 10 to something minutes, sip 14, and then yeah, another full reservoir and a questionable level of fuel. I saw you coming online, Draco. So I knew you were checking. And when is this going to happen? Not that I'm pushing.
Oh, I'm jumping now.
Oh.
My main computer is still down. I haven't transferred the files off yet.
Okay. See, and that's what it is. Not that I was ever doubting you, but I said, like, life happens. When you told me your idea that after I depart for the super cruise, you would leave, do all the engineering, and come back here, I said, like, well, I know it is technically possible, but life happens.
It does.
To all of us.
Life definitely happens.
Oh, and by the way, today I have my favorite kombucha again. I decided to create a very good, friendly and relaxing atmosphere around me.
Nice.
Well, we'll see how relaxing it is going to be in really a few minutes. Not gonna take very long time, but it's just watching this gauge is just mind-boggling.
Is that space madness setting in yet?
this is how far we can go. Let's get the focus. Oh, Neshinto is actually connected by a mobile phone. Nice. I don't think you have to worry. Well, because here's the thing. The numbers don't lie, I hope. And we did some good testing of this entire idea back in Aceyama. Are you guys facing any problems with dropped frames on the stream or something? I just got an error message and I hope everything is fine. Let me know if not, because I try also to record it at the same time instead of downloading it later on from Twitch.
I've had some buffering, but nothing too bad.
Yes, 1 or 2 seconds in total.
But like
no.
a delay, right?
I have no idea. I don't have the sound of Twitch on. I have only Discord.
Which is great. By the way, we did try, even with Draco today, to test if it makes sense, because I'm able to route the game sound and the music into the Discord, but it goes like over the microphone interface, so to speak. From the Discord side, so it's distorted like what did you say, Draco? How did you call it?
Like hold music.
Like hold music, exactly. So it would not help, unfortunately.
Nah, don't worry. Your voice is just enough.
Yeah, plus there is only a noise here, and the music is pretty low now. I have a feeling though that I should change right now to the happy music, which is usually lucky, was always lucky for mining. Let's do that. This is when you call fuel rats already or not yet?
Not yet. Everything is going fine. We're going to do it. Well, you are going to do it.
Neshinto, the problem is not with you guys, but between us being on Discord. Unfortunately, if they unmute Twitch, then we have an echo looping and there is no way to really talk. So what my colleagues have to do is mute Twitch, so they don't hear the music, they don't hear the game sound, they just hear my voice on Discord, and I very much appreciate that this is enough for the experience. And they're still here. Well, the good thing is when they mute and don't intend to talk, they can switch the Twitch on. That's the important thing to remember.
On the plus side, we don't hear our own voices either, so there's that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I hate the sound of my voice.
I got used to it long time ago. Not to yours, to mine. The first experience when you start recording, singing or whatever, especially recording and listening to yourself, is just like, really? Is this how I sound? And then you get used to it, and I think right now I know my voice pretty well, and it does not really surprise me like it used to.
Those first time were back then when you were rescued by the fuel rats, wasn't it?
Well, like I said, I used to do other things in my life, including music, singing, and recording. That was long time back ago, but that was the shocker when I started recording my voice. When you sing in your head, you sound different, and then on the recording, it was like a different person. And now that's why I'm comfortable, and I actually prefer to hear myself. A lot of YouTubers, streamers, they actually don't hear themselves when they speak. They don't do the back routing into their headset. I have to do this. I have to hear myself, because otherwise it's completely awkward to me.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
But as many people have said in the past, you have a nice voice.
Thank you. I'm not sure if this is what I would say, but well, I'm trying to be critical here, because especially when it comes to singing, there is a lot of things I would like to improve or sound different, but it's just me. So important is that you guys like it, and I'm fine with that. Trying just to be the more important is when you try to do things like this, then really try to be natural, because people who start singing, recording and whatever, when they first hear themselves, they try to change their voice to kind of sound like they knew it before in their own head.
Yes.
And that's a mistake. You have to get used to it, but be natural and talk like normal. Otherwise, if you pretend being somebody else.
Add to that, we have to speak in another language. It's even weirder.
Yep. Okay.
Yes, microphones have a funny way to change your voice.
Which, that is why I'm really striving a lot to have my microphone set up in a way that I know that this is exactly how I sound in real life. I really care that there is not too much of some effects and stuff like this, but make sure that the correction, that the EQ is done in a way that I'm happy with that, because when I record it, I know that's how I sound in real life. Nashinto, it's pretty drastic difference. So let me do the following, because now you hear me on Yeti, and I will switch to my headset right now, and that's how I sound through the headset.
Huh.
Is it a big difference?
No, not a lot, but you look like you're farther away.
Yeah, because it's in front of my mouth, the mic, the level is slightly lower. So I can tweak it, but I don't want this to essentially overdrive and start clipping, because then you have a distortion. And I use it exactly when I need to, for example, move between this rig and this rig, which is a separate PC right next to me, but if I want to control it, I have to move it there and still talking to you, so I'm switching to the headset mic. But of course, I prefer to use just this one, and
Yes, it sounds much better.
that's it is, right? Yeah, that's Blue Yeti. Nothing special, really. Blue Yeti, voice meter potato, or whichever voice meter you're using. If you know what you're doing with EQ, you can sound your voice. You can tweak the sound of your voice to your liking and really bring it to the point that it sounds like you. Well, today's sponsor is letter F, and we are right now probably talking and not paying attention to the reservoir, but in just few seconds the reservoir will be empty, and a few seconds after, the sip number 14 is going to happen. And then we will do another FSD burnout. And I hope we are still okay for another tank. This time, definitely the last one. It really depends what is happening after this sip. And now it's empty. And now it's full again. Now, is this okay?
Frameshift drive
We are
charging.
still charging. The jump range 5645. $7.7 tons remaining. It's super scary.
We're doing good. What is the minimum reservoir that you need to jump back, approximately?
If you remember when I was testing in Aciyama, that 50.07 distance, I managed one time to jump on 5.9 tons.
Oh,
But 6 is up, in my opinion, beyond a doubt. Nothing I would go below, and even with equal 6 I would be scared. Right now, out of the calculation, if you see right now, well, you don't see it, what I'm gonna do right now very quickly, because it takes only essentially just to make sure that it's not ED discovery calculation, but actually the game reading. I'm gonna restart the Super Cruise right now. So exit, and it's still super cruising. Let me also stop the counter quickly. Once I do this, main menu, and then restart.
okay, Draco.
And now ED Discovery should refresh everything.
Frameshift drive charging.
And now from 0 to,
2, 1.
not really 0, but to 2001C, just 26 seconds. Thank you, Malibu Ride. Okay. Here's the problem. According to the numbers, I should be able to jump one or to sip one more time.
I hear a bat coming.
But look at this, it doesn't show anything anymore here. Let me get it in focus. Like there is nothing in the main tank, which there is because it's charging. But it looks very, very, very scary.
Yes, yes, it does.
$56.45. It still doesn't drop. And it shouldn't. I think, Dracomanda, you might be right, because like I mentioned on a couple of my streams, my two previous attempts were ended with disasters. One of them I really blew up because it was 3 a.m. in the morning when I was trying to push a little bit more, and I just simply passed out in front of my computer. And when I woke up, I saw the screen message, your ship got destroyed. I ran out of fuel, oxygen, everything, so I was so tired, but I still wanted to push more and more. Last time, I wanted to reach some magical equal number even at the end. I don't think it does make sense. I know I think I could stretch it more and more. Well, more and more, not that much more, but is it worth the risk?
I agree with Dracomanda.
So well,
But only because I think there is so much to lose with the risk taken that the risk is not worth.
exactly, because if you think about it, what I can do on another If I sip one more time, what can I do on another reservoir of fuel? I can probably move 0.05. That's it.
Mhm.
I don't think it's worth it.
No. And the really important part of the trip now is that you're able to get back in one piece.
Yeah.
So
Here is what I think I should do. Because of course I need to take a screenshot with the final result. We can bring it to like 1/3 of a tank. Maybe a little bit lower, like again a quarter of the reservoir.
Frameshift drive charging.
We still charging no problem, and as you can see, jump range is positive. And once we are on a quarter of a tank, I will go to 0 speed. We will drop and stop, flip the ship, turn off all of the unnecessary modules, take a couple of screenshots, and say goodnight and goodbye to the darkness and prep for our jump back. Instead of risking another sip. Although I'm tempted. I'm glad that you guys are with me because I'm stupid enough. I would probably do it. Seriously. Aomoi, you are the voice of conscience, and Dracomanda as well.
I'm following Dracomenda's lead here. I think he's right.
I won't say anything.
Hey, Killy, are you still with us? What do you think?
I agree with recommended.
Oh, your signal is very low, but I think we heard you said that you agree with Dracomanda, right?
Sorry. Yes. Yes.
Okay, super. Now we heard you. All right then. That's what we are going to do. It tempts me though, because you know it's the what's the current result? It's refreshing. Okay, and I'm not even talking about Semotus Beacon. The current distance from Sol is 65,830.88. I could take it to 831, I think. But I don't think, no, I'm joking. I don't think it's really worth it. So I'm gonna
I
push,
think all the... Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna push a little bit, just, that's it.
I think the fuel rats that are watching you right now are all biting their nails.
Well, I already don't have any. Hazardous, of course. Of course, hazardous. One more sip.
That's why I wasn't saying anything. That's
You tempting me. Wait, Dracomanda is using some cryptic language.
Yes. What does that mean?
I'm
Male
wondering.
ego.
Be a man?
A face swap?
Male ego.
Well, we have plenty of time. Well, as of now, we have 3-2. Moi, Dracomanda, and Kili voted for no. Well, Hazardous almost counts for 2, so. He's higher ranking officer in Delta Echo Limo Squadron, so. I'm not gonna ask Alentar because I know what he's gonna say. It's going very fast. My problem is that, unlike last time, believe me, I know, I was able to see a little tiny blue thread at the bottom of the main tank. Now it just disappeared. And that's
Well,
something.
maybe it's just graphics.
I don't know, something has changed in the game, or which is of course risky. No idea what to tell you. That's the point. I really have a strong feeling that it could sustain that one more sip. No problem.
And I'll repeat myself. I think that was what happened last time.
Yep.
One more sip.
If it's only a strong feeling, then you should get out before the sip.
Yeah.
If you know, then let it sip.
See, that's the problem. There is no way of knowing. Ship instruments are not precise enough. If instead of the gauges we could have numeric values, that'd be a different story. The problem is that who needs that? In the normal gameplay, nobody needs that, so they don't develop anything like this for one idiot which is flying away from the galaxy, right?
That's why I prefer to think about risk. I don't think it's worth it. What you're going to gain by sipping one more time, it's not worth all the risk you're taking with it.
Yeah, I know. But I'm watching the numbers. And maybe that one more sip actually will not be necessary. So that's on the positive side. Because the numbers are changing quite quickly and we still on like 60% of the reservoir. I don't know if this is quickly enough, but we are already on 0.90, which this is really 0.1 light year. So it's not even a halfway to Hutton Terminal. I think we might be actually... the question is only if this calculation is completely in line. It it was last time I checked with the game. And yeah, after all of those stops and starts and tweaks, those are fractions. There might be a difference. And for example, if my main map doesn't show me 65831, then it doesn't count. Yeah, I think I need a break. I'll be back with you shortly, guys.
Okay.
Short break over. Have you discussed anything without me?
Welcome back. No, I thought this was all connected.
No, I was just wondering if you started debating what I should do, because I keep on thinking.
Well, ultimately, the decision is yours.
Yeah, I know. Not an easy one, though.
No, it isn't.
Oh, Comrade Kvotch. No, it isn't. But
He's working on it.
I'm working on
Yeah.
it.
He's very hard working on it.
Comrade Kvotch, very nice to see you again. Long time, and I was a little bit worried with the world going completely crazy. Good to see you. Well, still watching those numbers. Yes, it is very crazy. Couple of really bad things happened this year. Very disturbing. We are now at point 92.
Are you on the right screen?
I'm not. Thank you. You would not anyways see it here, unfortunately, because that's the fractions that I can only calculate separately in the Google Sheet, but thanks for pointing it out. Of course, I didn't pay attention and I switched to the wrong screen. So, Commander Kvotch, for example, and others, just to understand, I am again flying outside of the galaxy, trying to stretch the distance from Sol, and that is my carrier waiting for me in the system that potentially, not in the far future, I'll be jumping back to, if everything goes well. Every really thing right now depends on timing and the numbers. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it. That's to 831. It's either the SIP or I don't know.
Frameshift drive charging.
We're still good. And it's 56.47 right now. Unbelievable.
After so many days, this is where we are.
Yeah, and there's this one last well, according to the numbers, 0.94. .60 light years beyond Semotus Beacon after almost 33 days of super cruise. Well, I took it a little bit further than last time, but last time we all know what happened, right? One sip too many. Delta Fire Dragon, what do you mean out to outdo Commander Persera? I'm not really following. Commander Persera is a tribute. Well, the name of the ship is the tribute because of the story, but keep in mind Commander Persera was only, I can now say it, only 11.7 light years beyond Semotus Beacon when the ship ran out of fuel. Yeah, and I was the very next one last year. 141 light years beyond Semotus Beacon. Still, what I hear from the rats, till date, the biggest rescue operation that they ever pulled off. Which is not really much to be proud of, because that was exactly the moment like we have right now. Facing 113 days of expedition, more than 32 days, almost 33 days of super cruise on one scale, and on the other hand, I think I could do one more sip and fly for another 30-40 minutes just to stretch that one more light year. Is it worth it? That's where I am right now. $56.47, and it's not visible. The gauge shows empty tank, but we all know there is still 7.6 tons of fuel. Commander Kwatch, of course. Very long story, short. Expedition Zodiac started that from the fact that I can leverage the fleet carrier to have a little bit better ship brought to the last system in the galaxy, but 113 days took to take entire crew and all of our ships to Colonia, reprovision, and then go here to Oleva CSGY D0, which is nominally 65,647.34 light years from Sol. And that's the last system. You cannot go beyond, you cannot jump beyond, nothing you can do really from here, except of a couple of years ago we discovered when you start super cruising this direction, outside of galaxy, your ship will show you, like it shows in the navigation panel, that you're 180 something, currently I'm 183, more than that, light years away from the main star in the system. Also, it shows me that I'm 65,830 light years from Sol. And that's how we stretch that record distance from Sol. So currently, if you look at those grids, I am right here. But it's of course a weird glitch of the game that you can travel that far, but the distance to jump back to this system, OEVASI RGYD0, essentially does not ever change. If you hear, it doesn't make sense, but that's how the game works. It's a different instance. My jump to here is still 50.07 light years, and that is why it is at all possible. So from here to here, it took 33 days. No problem. Not everybody completely understands my insanity. By the way, this is my 6th attempt. Some of them they were successful, some of them not necessarily. Okay, I'm sweating right now. Current jump range 56.48. Unladen 56.49. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, we are all behind you. Whatever decision you make.
I refreshed the numbers, 97.97. And we still have a little. Like a quarter tank. I just have a feeling that the next sip would be just deadly.
Time to go home then.
It didn't sound very enthusiastic.
Sorry.
I know you're doing the psychological, warfare with me right now.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, man. It's just, it worries me how this gauge looks like. It's never been like this before.
Like Draco says, take some pictures, head back.
Yep.
Oh, shoot.
What happened?
I moved the ship.
Oh dear.
Let me quickly correct that. Okay. I thought I disconnected my camera and I didn't. Okay. Ah, that's what happened. Okay, now it's disconnected. So that's what really, really worries me right now. You see the bottom gauge is absolutely empty. And right now it's rightfully so because I'm not pointing at the star that I could jump to. But let's do it again because we are supposed to jump here. Plotting failed. I still can do it. But the gauge shows nothing. I'm wondering who knows better. Google shows 830.99. We still have time. I may not need to do that. Now you're gonna be failing all the time, right? Of course. Why wouldn't you? Let's check the distance from Sol, because if the game, I think unfortunately game might be behind my calculation. 830. It is what it is. Doesn't want to be better. But it may still change in the next couple of minutes. And if it does, I'm dropping. I'm seriously dropping. Because it's not about that number, really. What is beyond that number? We are on the verge of changing it from 830 to 831. But if it does change, and then, for example, I sip again, I'm not going to push this value more than another point. Oh, yeah, 0.07 maybe. That doesn't make any sense. What does make sense is this, because here you should be able to see 831 without points, without fractions. So that's what makes it kind of tempting. Otherwise, it completely makes no sense. And funny as it is, this number here, oh, I cannot show you, the cursor is not visible. So on that small panel, distance from Sol will not refresh. Your navigation panel would refresh if we went from 183 to 184. And I could swear that before the value on the smaller panel was refreshing. Now it's not refreshing anymore. It doesn't refresh. You have to go change your target to a different system, then go back target Sol again, and then you would see the update. That is really the unpleasanty. My calculation just changed to 831. So let's exactly do what I said. And not Sol, but for example, let's target Sirius. And then let's target Sol again. 830. Doesn't like to be better. I know. Limit of 8 tons? Maybe I should actually drop now.
Don't you still have Sol targeted?
Yes, you have soul target.
I have soul targeted, but I don't know if you've seen what just happened.
Yeah, yes, but it,
The
maybe
value.
you have a soul target
trying to jump
for
back to
different
Saul.
drive. Yes.
I know. I know. Oh, mama. I'm panicking right now.
Frameshift drive
We still can do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything's okay.
We still can do it.
A pesky pirate appears.
I'm
I
not.
wonder what's in your cargo hold.
I'm not breathing right now. $831.
Yeah.
Nice.
Screenshots, and we're freezing, but let me check if I can. Can I do? Well, I cannot do anything right now.
Crystals online.
I'm not breathing. But
I don't think any of us are either.
I promise you, I will explain it.
Frameshift drive charging.
Jumping back.
Oh, this is so.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Holy moly.
Yes, you did it! You did it! Congratulations.
I'm
Come back from the darkness.
I'm shaking. I'm still shaking. You didn't see what I've seen.
You did a very real good job.
You didn't see what I've seen. I don't know
Probably not.
who of you paid attention. What
Yes, we did.
what
We saw the
happened?
8-ton.
What happened to the
Yes.
jump range at one moment?
Yes.
That exactly what once was described by Commander Persera. The value starts dropping. I don't know how it is calculated, but okay, loop of
That
shame.
happened because you have soul targeted, so he was trying to jump back to soul.
No. This I know. I was targeting Soul, and of course it gives you that weird message, minimum 8 tons, because I was targeting the wrong body. But then when I checked the panel, what's my current jump range? It actually started dropping from was 56.48 and it was showing 56.43 or something like this.
Oh, I see.
When I saw this, I just froze. I said like, I'm getting myself in trouble. One more sip, and I can tell you this now, would have been one too many. Ladies and gentlemen. Hey Zodiac.
Welcome home.
I need sensors.
This is Flight Control. Welcome to our carrier, Commander.
This is my carrier.
Permission granted. A landing pad has been assigned to you, Commander.
What an impressive feat.
I'm not breathing.
Deployed.
I'm not breathing.
You can start now.
Yeah.
I have no shields.
Landing successful. Clear to disembark.
Welcome home.
Commander.
Yes, welcome home.
Thank you, Blaine, and thank you, everybody. Blaine or Dwayne? Blaine, right?
Wait.
Blaine is the
The
Oh,
ATC. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I know I didn't stop the counter on time. And I have to also do one adjustment on my calculation to stop it. But tell me, what you guys think about adventures like this?
Oh, I think they're amazing.
A little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, but any good adventure will be.
Okay, so according to the timing, the final result is
No drums here.
I'm gonna just paste it here.
Ooh.
183 years, 0.69 beyond Semotus Beacon. After almost 33 days of supercruise, and that constitutes 65,831.03 light years from Sol. And the conclusion is always listen to the voice of conscience if you don't have Aomai by your side.
And Recommender was the first to raise his voice.
I literally,
I'm just a bot.
seriously, I don't know, but when I saw this here, which the value was like just 0.01 difference from Unladen, and out of sudden, so it was 56, we can look what it was back in the video feed. But when I think maybe it was 46, it just started dropping, 56.46. When I saw that, and I was like, if it sips one more time, I'm doomed.
Yes, that must have been scary.
And exactly as you can see, the reservoir is still under letter U, and it was around between U and E when I said like, no, just drop. I didn't take any freaking screenshot from outside because I was like, I lost my confidence. I was like, I don't know how it calculates. And is somehow when you are on such a low fuel, you know what crossed my mind, which completely distracted me, that when you're on such a low fuel, maybe freaking FSD is using everything what it can get, including the reservoir. And that thought alone, I said like, then I maybe, even if I'm able to, so I was like, I'm still not breathing. You guys were already celebrating because we were in a witch space. But I was like, what if I just appear in the exit system and I have zero fuel and I go on oxygen? Well, I do have, which you will see it. Let me show you right here.
I think Hazardous was ready and waiting for you.
As you can see, pad 12, that is Ranliao Shu of Commander Elentar. That is the rescue vessel. That's the fuel rat build. Well, I think that's a good screenshot. You know, frack it. I don't have anything from outside of the galaxy. But for the first time in 2.5 years, I think, it's a successful attempt. The 6th one. And I cannot even express how happy I am about it.
So many congratulations, Deluvian.
Thank you so much. And I can say it right now. Based on what just happened, and you witnessed this, I could not do it without you. I would have been stuck, I think. If there was nobody telling me that, reminding me like, hey, it's just not worth it, I probably would have taken it one step too far like I did last time. Well, I hope Idianera was with us here, but it is what it is.
He will see it tomorrow.
He will see it. I'm not gonna torture you probably for a long time. Just maybe let's do some family screenshot. This is how the vessel looks like after 33 days of super cruise, by the way.
Wow.
Okay, I usually... Oh, there you are. After so many days of super cruising, I even forgot how to operate my external camera. Sorry. It's a little bit loud, but there is no adjustment on this. All right. It's done. Ladies and gentlemen, after 113 days, Expedition Zodiac is concluded. Hashtag Deluvian crew, thank you so much. All of the members, especially the members of the Delta Echo Lima Squadron, which is essentially all of the commanders that helped me tremendously to push that big boat, and I'm talking about the fleet carrier, through the galaxy, excelling, especially some of them, in mining and feeding that beast. Because originally I thought I would just do it myself. Yeah, I could have, but I probably even now I wouldn't even be here yet. We went through, colleagues remind me, but I think we started with patch 2. We went through patch 2, definitely patch 3 and patch 4 during the journey, and then right after, without a patch, fuel consumption adjustments. When we started from the bubble, what was the patch level? Does anybody remember?
No, I don't.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, but it was an interesting journey. We went through hell. We have a couple of commanders on board. Some of them left for their own endeavors, and we will meet again. And some of them went dormant because life happens. And I cannot be more grateful for whatever happened. Nashinto, let me show you actually, because I took all of the screenies. And oh mama, I forgot how to control that ship. Here's the idea. Of course, my plotter will be now calculated like crazy. I can, maybe do this. Here's what's gonna happen. We are here, and that is definitely Expedition Zodiac concluded. I'm of course streaming Elite twice a week, Monday, Thursday, as previously, but what's the future? The future is that we will be moving this direction to the very uncharted territory of the Conduit, or this border here between the Conduit and Outer Scutum Centaurus, or Centauri. No, that's Centaurus. Arm. And moving slowly and doing actually primarily exploration. Not mining at all, burning the fuel, because what some of you don't know, when we were coming here actually, and I will show you this in just a moment, we didn't only mine, we fed that beast big belly with a lot of tritium in case we couldn't find any. We always did. So now the situation is that LHL 31Z Zodiac actually has 19,200 tons of tritium in the main cargo hold. So we'll be moving here without mining. Once we go to the level of acceptable reserve, like 2,000 or 3,000 maybe we'll start mining a little bit as well. But different things, for example, filling the belly with low temperature diamonds or something that we can sell and essentially gain additional revenue from this entire journey. It really depends what we will have time and will to do. I'm thinking that this journey here will be extremely slow. Sorry, I'm showing the wrong corner of the galaxy. I was here and somehow I turn around. So we will be just going this way, and I think I'm gonna take the Zodiac and the remaining crew to Ericsson Star and then Star 1, and then we'll be slowly moving either towards Colonia or Bubble to get there just before Odyssey. So we have immediately experienced firsthand after the update of all of the nice and new things and good things. And we'll see. That's the idea, and definitely I agree. I need to repaint that ship. Yeah, it ain't pretty. Got beat up pretty bad. Commanders, thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you, Commander Deluvian.
I feel
This
for
was
having us.
great.
I feel so exhausted that I'm gonna fall off my chair in a moment. Special thank you to those who decided and joining also the Discord channel, the broadcasting channel, Miss Almoi, first of all, as a woman, of course, first, women first. And then Miss B as Dracomanda, Kili, and Commander Idianera, who unfortunately had to leave us, so he's yet to hear the good news. And yeah, I will meet you on Monday. Stay tuned and look for the last chapter of the story, the closing chapter of the story. Now I feel like I probably finish tomorrow morning, honestly. But yeah, definitely latest tomorrow morning. You will see the tweet on my account and Discord notification that I tweeted that the new chapter is out there. And I wish you all such a wonderful rest of the night and the evening or the day or whatever is applicable for you guys. Stay safe and healthy, and very good night, Commanders.
Good night, Commanders.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.